And we should. All right, we should be. We should be live now. I think. Hold on. I think stupid is a very charitable way of putting it. Well, no, I'm on my channel, man. Um, Hold on, let me. Hey, don't diss. He is but a humble water filter merchant. Oh no, no, the left is definitely the problem. It's just not the reason he gets lung cancer.
Identify yourselves. Like,
I consider myself American conservative, very much right wing and in favor of free market capitalism, intervention on the foreign scale, and Christian values at home.
so stand Republican.
I'm a.
I don't think,
Not necessarily.
I don't think that the Republican Party reflects my values anymore.
Oh, okay then. I'm sorry.
I'm a
fair.
cock-mongling
That's
liberal
fair.
faggot. That's what I am.
enlightened alt centrist,
Yes.
horseshoe theory, and all that.
Pretty much.
I don't
Libertarian
know
right
why I
here.
said
I don't like the government. I'm living in a town where like this free trade shit has completely wiped out trade in this area. I live in one of those mill towns where NAFTA has completely obliterated the textile industry. So
Yeah, same with my city. My city had a factory which employed over 5,000 people, and basically it closed down. Like since the 90s, afterwards it closed down, and almost everyone got fired.
Oh Jesus.
Tis the bad luck of the market, my friend.
yeah,
Just
But
kind of off topic. I rather enjoy the fact that Fox stuck around just long enough to go onto my stream and call me
Yes,
a
I
fur
saw
fag
that.
kike.
I saw that. I saw that.
So, if Fox is still listening, thanks you goyim piece of shit.
Oh, good lord. But, yeah, I'm like left-wing libertarian. I really don't give a shit about. Well, that's the general culture in my country. We don't give a fuck as long as you don't make too much
Yeah.
noise.
You have Pepe, right?
What?
Called Pepe from Torino. Isn't he from Torino or Milano?
Who?
Pepe Grillo.
No, Beppe Greenlow. No, oh, that fucking idiot. Oh, jeez. No, let's not go there. He's
Why not, Fred? Why not?
Because half of his policies sound interesting, like having this committee of people which he picks to monitor the media for quality control, and they have the right to censor. Yes.
Censorship.
Yeah, that's the People's Committee on Quality Control of the Media, and it's like, no, sir, it's called censorship. What the hell are you trying to pull?
The People's Democratic Republic
the EU
of Korea.
actually pulled that. I don't know if you guys saw, but the EU actually pulled that. Like they want to enforce. They want to create a body to enforce to clear the news, the fake news that go around, and they basically asked Google and Facebook to do it for them.
See,
So
that's the scary thing about that is who the fuck
police-
determines what fake news is?
yeah, exactly.
That's
You
a
can't-
little. That's
Well,
come across
I
a
think
little
fake
fucking
news would
authoritarian.
Probably be the razor blades and the candy. That would probably be fake news. Like if we're talking about like weird myths, urban myths, you know, that people spread around every year. That's really dumb. But as far as like actual like fake news, it's hard to say. It's different on opinion. Like I tend to not listen or agree with a lot of conspiracy theorists just because like I don't know, I just don't see it.
Well, hey, I don't know the razor blades and candy thing. You could put some stock in it because recently at a convention, someone was given the gift of they were given a gift of cookies and they had needles in them.
Jesus.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, for April Fool's Day prank, people gave me like they managed to mold these toothpaste into Oreos, and I had so many except they were mint Oreos that I vomited all over my skull.
Yo, guys,
That's a
I'm
good
gonna
one.
eat something, so I'll be back in like 20 minutes or something.
No problem. Yeah, that's a good prank, but personally, I prefer the onions coated in melted caramel.
Oh. Oh.
Do you want a candy apple? Yay! And then the child dies.
Oh shit.
I feel a little bad because I haven't been pranked as much as I'd have hoped. I think the biggest pranks someone ever did to me was when I was in college. I think someone ended up bringing some brownies for me, and I'm like, oh, that's great. I fucking love brownies because who the fuck doesn't love brownies? Well, it turns out that they were extremely powerful pot brownies.
Oh.
And I ate them in the early morning, and I had to sit through an economics and a psychology course high off my fucking tits.
Weed's really easy to get in America, isn't it?
Do what now?
Weed's really easy to get in America, isn't it?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
Even when it's illegal, it's easy as shit.
It's a bit of more of a struggle in the UK.
You literally, if you want to get weed in America, what you literally just need to do is walk into a Taco Bell and ask to speak with one of the cooks.
Wow. we don't even have to in this country, I don't think.
Laugh all you want, John. You know it's fucking true.
I know.
And if
Especially when you got so many Taco Bells around here.
And hey, man, if by some weird divination of the gods the Taco Bell doesn't work, there's always Burger King.
That's true.
Burger King never let you down.
Or just go to like somebody that you knew graduated. This is a great way to method determine in the South. You just go to someone who used to be a center tackle in the football team and ask them if they're holding, because they probably are.
Yeah, just go to your nearest senior football game, your varsity football game.
And look for the alumni.
Exactly. Find the quarterback. He's definitely got some. What the shit am I looking at here?
Well,
I don't know. I'm looking at the stream and there's like a Bing fucking search.
Yeah, I just saw this.
Don't know whose
This
that is,
headline
though.
makes a plea for species, and I think it's Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio gets Mexican president to commit to saving rare porpoise.
well,
Okay.
you know, you do realize why these celebrities they always take on in the political positions that make them seem hip and cool with the kids.
Well, it's all a bunch of bullshit
Oscar?
virtue signaling anyway. I mean, celebrities getting into
Isn't it
politics
for the
is
Oscar? They campaign.
probably, but as far as I can ever tell, celebrities, getting into environmental or political or hot button shit like this. Honestly, I only ever really compare it to just like the pet projects that they always hand to the first lady to just keep her busy.
Hey, Melania, can you solve internet bullying for me, please? Oh, okay.
Don't worry, Melania. We'll get you in touch with Anita Sarkeesian and Brianna Wu.
Oh, jeez.
Oh god.
We'll stop.
Oh,
What's your opinion about the Comey firing?
oh, Comey? Oh,
I don't know yet. I don't
Fucking
have all the information.
fucking took long enough.
The only good that came out of it was that fake tweet that said the P tape is real. I laughed for hours at that.
I've honestly kind of been enjoying watching this whole Comey thing go down because, like, everybody with more than 2 firing synapses in their fucking heads will tell you, the fucking Democrats and the left just throwing a goddamn fit about it. It's like, let me remind you of literally 3 months ago when you were like, fire his ass because he cost Hillary the election.
Not even 3 months ago, like a week ago.
Yeah, just like, yeah, barely like a week or 2 ago, they were still going on about fire Comey. He cost Hillary the election.
Yeah.
In fairness, he should have been fired like years ago, to be honest. I've heard about some of his stuff at the FBI, and I've heard not so great things. He's not had some really good projects. I mean, I couldn't know because I don't have access to FBI files.
Well, according to a lot of different sources, most of the special prosecutors in the FBI did not fucking like him, and they really wanted him out to begin with.
Well, here's my take. The Democrats really want it to be where Donald Trump is guilty because the reason for the inconsistency is because they want Donald Trump to be guilty of the Russia thing. And the problem with that is twofold. One, there isn't any evidence of it. If there is any Russia connection, it's definitely Paul Manafort, who Donald Trump fired a while back.
Yeah, it seems like it's also out of his control mostly, from what I've seen. Like people didn't really know.
Well, I mean, it's like Trump puts all these people in these different positions, and like, what the fuck did you expect Trump to do? Plan to win the presidency 20 years in advance to keep all these people from ever contacting or having business with Russia?
Yeah,
that's a little fucking retarded to even presume that Trump could have any control over these people.
If you want to laugh or really cry from just pity and anger, just look at Louise Mensch on Twitter.
Oh, God forbid. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. She
tweets...
has a new fan. People are calling it a fan fiction where basically Orrin Hatch becomes president as the designated survivor.
Louise Mensch's Twitter feed quite literally makes my nose bleed because I think I'm having aneurysms on a regular basis. I mean, I love the fact that people think, that fucking Alex Jones is a psychotic conspiracy theorist. Alex Jones doesn't got shit on Louise Mensch, just saying.
Really now?
Patriots flaw.
Louise
be honest.
Louise Mensch needs her own show. Louise Mensch needs her own show, and she would bury Infowars.
You know what I will say? I will say that at least let's just when you see Porter Watson and you see Alex Jones, at least with Alex Jones, he's more entertaining and he sells you a product. Porter Watson is just sitting there just yelling at his camera. He takes himself way too seriously. And he I've seen a video of Alex Jones going, "Oh, you evil fucking globalist people! If you're traitors to our country, and if you keep doing this, I'm gonna just yelling at them." And then he calms down and he wipes his nose. I just want to understand that. That's funny. That's funny to me. That's entertaining. This guy's just so insane.
1776 will commence again.
Yeah, that's funny to me. Paul Joseph Watson is just, dude, you're such a douchebag. You want to punch.
So do you think the Alex Jones thing is satire?
No,
he's playing a character.
No, it's more funny. It's just more entertaining.
I think Alex Jones is in. I think for his show, I think it's inherently just a character he plays. I'm sure at least maybe half of that character's whole mindset is actually him.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I think, is just an overblown character, as opposed to Paul Joseph Watson, who literally is just a self-absorbed piece of shit who always thinks he's right, and nobody's going to convince him otherwise ever.
Well, the thing about... Oh, go on.
Okay. You were talking about Louise Mensch, and to be honest, she's not even that radical in terms of views in Britain about Donald Trump. British people really fucking hate Donald Trump.
What the fuck all are you smoking, and where can I get it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if Louise Mensch is not as bad as most people in Britain, I want to know what kind of fucking drugs you're on.
No, I'm not saying she's not as bad as most people. I'm saying
what is the NHS handing out? What kind of shit is the NHS handing out to children these days that makes them that bad? Jesus.
Have you not heard this? The NHS today, they've basically been fucking
shut down. Yeah.
Why doesn't that spit?
Riddance.
I mean, that's kind of what happens when you put an entire basket full of eggs in the middle of a freaking rodeo, man. If it gets crushed, it's your own fault.
Yeah. You know what? I've always hated that analogy because I've been to plenty of rodeos in my life, and one of the rodeo clowns one time actually legit did put an entire basket full of eggs right in the middle, and they just got 3 bulls with the rope tied as tight as possible around them nuts to just run amok, and none of them touched the eggs. Wow. I was honestly fucking astonished. Even when the bulls were throwing the clowns around and bumping the fucking the barrel around and tossing it around, nothing happened to the eggs. It was fucking amazing. So I think honestly that whole basket full of eggs in the middle of a rodeo thing, I think that'd be a better analogy for political centrists. We're just kind of you sit there right in the middle, and just everything's just going fucking crazy around you, and everyone's just beating the shit out of each other, and you're like,
this is okay.
All right.
Alt-centrism.
Exactly.
I hate the alt-centrism meme for some reason. I don't know why. It just sounds so pretentious. It's the easiest thing in the world to be a skeptic. You can just be sit back and say no to everything. That's how you be a skeptic.
That honestly reminds me of this picture I found one time, where it's just a guy sitting outside at a table, and there's just a sign draped over the front that says, I will argue with anyone about anything. That's alt centrist right there. But I hate the skeptic TM community thing, the rationalist bullshit, and I'm just like, that's why I don't call myself one. I'm skeptical as shit. Yeah, I try to be rational, but I don't align
it's not really
myself.
a community now. It's more of a business. It's
Yeah,
kind of like
I don't align myself with those labels just because I'm not trying to be
Well-
skeptical. I'm just trying to, find out honest answers. I'm trying to, get the truth of the matter. And once in a while, I'm just kind of being an opinionated asshole. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, like you see, like a good chunk of them is like, oh, if you don't give us Patreon money, then we're going to get censored. No, it looks like you're gonna have to get a job. That's the problem. It's like,
Well, the
Like,
problem
like,
is that
compete-
is,
like-
for a lot of them, that is their job.
yeah, I
Well,
get that.
well, you
I
know
get
what?
that.
They
It's
have
just
fucking
that-
Patreon for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you want to give them money, that is the free market. But
Yeah,
then
they've-
again, that kind of reminds me of stripping. Stripping and streaming.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll look at it this way. Services like Patreon or like what VidMe does with their monetization thing, where you can tip people or subscribe for money, or like Streamlabs when people can tip and donate on streams. Essentially all that really is just you're in essence whoring yourself out. Everybody who
much.
uses these services is just a prostitute in one form or another.
Yeah, it's.
And that's exactly why I use
I
it.
think Robin from the Open House called them paranoid pornographers, just because it's kind of like, oh, look at this stuff. The evil government, the evil globalists are trying to take over the world. Please give me more money. It's like, dude, how about you just give handjobs to people? At least you look less like a fucking desperate guy to me.
I've tried that, and I gotta be honest, most people don't appreciate it.
I'm serious. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, dude, it's. Just give handjobs. There you go. You look a lot better to me than you now, where you're just basically sending fear, and then when others do it, you're like, "Oh, look at them, they're evil." By the way, give me money. It's kind of like,
How dare
oh,
Steve Shives have a
You need
Patreon?
that.
You should donate to my
Stop being
Patreon.
globalist. I'm liberal. By the
Yeah,
way,
classical
get your
liberal.
vitamins here.
Yeah, classic. No, actually, it's classical liberal, which is fucking hilarious to me.
I hate that
Like,
entire
what-
fucking concept. I'm a classical
to
liberal.
me-
No, you're just a fucking liberal. It hasn't fucking changed. It's
Like,
just
to me,
it's just
what I
particularly in the
agree-
West, especially the United States, the terms liberal and progressive are fucking interchangeable for some psychotic fucking reason. And so they have to tell people they're a classic liberal, as if to fucking point it out that no, I'm not one of these psychos.
They're not even. Well, classical liberalism is an actual thing. It's just that they're not it.
Yeah. Most people who say they're classical liberals are just right wing, usually, in my experience.
Anytime somebody
One of-
tells me they're a classical liberal,
one of the
I
things
say,
that I've
okay,
been
are you 500 years old?
Yeah, one of the things I really dislike about the latest videos on Saga and on Syria, that he talks about Putin and Assad being very Machiavellian, and he's fine with that. Didn't you say that Hillary was Machiavellian and that's the reason she shouldn't get into office? I mean, it seems like you're okay when a dictator is Machiavellian, but when a Democrat isn't. When a Democrat
think
is.
He's.
I think
here's
he's
the
more
thing.
concerned with ISIS. Like, he's really concerned with ISIS spreading, which is a pretty fair criticism, to be fair, honest.
Well, the thing about, there's a difference. First of all, having in the leader of the most powerful nation in the world is a bit different from having the leader of a third world country be like Machiavellian.
Well, also
Especially
Putin.
because you can actually, especially since you can actually control them to a certain extent. And then there's also there's also the fact that Hillary Clinton just is like, I want to take over wants to pretty much destroy all the governments of the Middle East. Now, I'm actually more more supportive of that kind of foreign policy, but
you have to.
There's a
You
little
have to be smart about it. That's the thing. You have to be smart about it.
exactly. You have to be smart about it. There's a middle line to be drawn between George Bush and isolationism.
Well, because it
Like,
needs to be
I will
understood
say-
with the Middle East that,
Like, for example, you have Trump, who is now he wants to arm the Kurds in the north of Syria, and I'm like, that's good. You're actually, you're giving arms to a faction that is much more trustworthy than all these fucking rebel factions. And you know what? Recently, I believe Assad and the Kurds, Putin basically made them sign this deal where they would fight together against ISIS. So it's essentially a ceasefire. And I'm like, that's a good idea. Arm the Kurds, arm the faction that has a ceasefire with Assad and is very close to the capital of ISIS.
My question is, would we be arming Al Qaeda again? Because I have heard that Al Qaeda is fighting ISIS.
No,
well.
I wouldn't.
We are already arming Al Qaeda because we're arming the fucking rebels.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's basically the gist of it.
Here's a map of the situation now. I believe it updates every day. And if you look up at where Raqqa is, I mean, they are very close to it. Very, very close to it. Would be funny if they surround Raqqa. Like, they just pinch move the place in. And it's kind of like, well, you're stuck here.
So many fucking words, this bullshit pagan-ass language. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, also, apparently, I think yesterday there was a bomb exploded in Rome. It was like a bomb, I don't know if one would call it a terrorist attack, but yeah, there was a bomb exploding at the post office.
What,
no injuries reported.
Like a postage bomb, or someone just chuck something?
No, a car bomb.
A car bomb, really? Christ.
Yeah, no, it was. Hold on, an explosion has occurred near the post office in Rome, Italy. Car damage, so suspected parcel. So yeah, letter bomb, but nobody was injured. So
thank you.
That's good. That's good. It's kind of like, hey, at least somebody died. Yeah. So well, this just goes to show how that our system of counterterrorism is better, just because they were able to get everybody out of there.
I heard that Macron is going to be implementing Italy's system of counterterrorism. Is this true?
Yes, that's part of his policy. He decided, you know what, let's not go Le Pen on this, just because our plan was basically, let's just put cameras everywhere, let's spy on everyone, let's do all this shit, and Paul Joseph Watson made a video, oh, Macron wants to spy on you. Yeah, well, Le Pen wants to kick your door down and strangle you, even if you're being suspected of being a terrorist. So I think she's crazier than him.
I honestly don't even remotely care what Macron says he's going to do. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him, which is not at all. Because, God, he's just such a fucking cuck.
Well,
he's a weird, creepy, fucking, granny loving deviant.
Well, dude, come on. Trump is a
private life.
Come on, dude. Trump is a wife that's fucking half his age. I mean, who cares?
Yeah, that's called being a player.
Yeah, but come on, it's his fucking choice. I mean,
well, yes, that's more socially acceptable.
Yeah, well, Trump didn't start dating his wife when she was 15. So,
So, okay, but yeah, I mean, there was this crap. Yeah, so there was this. Well, I don't know what you would call it.
People did say France was the Alabama of Europe.
I don't know. Would you call this like an attack on Italy? Like, is it a terrorist attack, or would you just call it like a bomb attack?
I don't know.
Well, until we find out more information on who did it and their motivations, we can't really call it a terrorist attack.
Yeah, well, I bet that if it is like ISIS, I think that for there are holidays coming up in Italy, they're gonna put more security around Rome, because we don't fuck around with this kind of stuff. I mean, there's already more police patrols in Rome with the gendarme with them. Our military police. I mean, they're probably gonna send troops down there. So
well, troops and manpower are nice and all, but how are those concrete barriers coming along, or do you not have any defenses against? We
don't have them. We don't have them. We just
you don't have any defenses against all these radical trucks.
No, we don't. because we hadn't had anything like this happening so
Well
far.
then,
so-
well then, I think if those radical trucks show up, I think they may take a few cops with them.
Nah, don't worry. We're prepared for this kind of stuff. I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. Well, Italy
would
said they were
focus
prepared for
more
World War
in-
II as well, and we see how that turned out.
God.
Well,
But I mean, that's the thing so far that's happening in Italy. That's happened in Italy. So I'm pretty happy. That's just the only thing that happened here. And we also managed to shoot that what do you call it, terrorist guy from Germany that rammed the truck. It's like, oh, it's you, sir. Oh, you're pulling out a gun. All right, we're just gonna fill you full of lead. That's how we do it in Italy. We don't care if you're brown. You pull a gun out on us, we're gonna fill you full of lead up until you start crying.
See, this is the thing. I know a lot of people, especially in Europe, love to criticize the American method of policing, but at least when it comes to terrorists and shit, yeah, it can be pretty fucking effective.
Yeah, one thing I just criticize is just that sometimes they're a bit too trigger happy. It's kind of like, okay, calm down a bit. You know, you're just asking someone to put their hands up. You don't have to start shooting them immediately.
Well, of course, but in regards to Europe, at least, I would at least prefer they be a little too trigger happy than not trigger happy enough.
Yeah, I mean, here it's just mostly, it's mostly professional. So we don't tend to arm our cops with assault rifles. That's just the gendarme. We arm like that just because it's like, okay.
In fairness to the United States, we've had to do that recently with the rise in mass shootings and stuff like that. And we've kind of task forced our police to make sure that they can go into crowded buildings.
One thing the U.S. needs is a gendarme, like Italy. Just give them the heavier guns and make them the sort of.
Pikemen?
Sorry.
Like, I was just thinking of that Archer episode where they went to Rome. Anyway, go on.
No, you could.
Yeah, we just need a bunch of guys running around in suits of armor and carrying halberds.
Yeah, I mean, you could have that just so you can send them out into the kind of crazier situations, because that's what the gendarme does here in Italy. They're the sort of, I guess it's like SWAT mixed in with like specialist counterterrorism police.
Well, we do have Secret Service that does a lot of stuff, and FBI, and one of the interesting things is Secret Service handles a lot of fraud stuff, like big scams as far as marketplace consumers, anything to do with currency exchange.
Oh no, here we have. It's funny because our customs, sort of tax fraud police and stuff like that, which is the financial guard, is also part of the military. It's pretty funny, we have Army, Navy, Air Force, gendarme, and then you have the kind of customs, Coast Guard, financial police. So if you forget to pay your taxes, the fucking army comes to your house and smashes you up against the wall. Well, that never happens just because the tax evasion here is just crazy. But
just a random thought. But I'm gonna take the conversation back just a couple minutes, and I'm gonna say, how fucking hilarious would it be to see a bunch of guys in suits of armor carrying halberds marching through the streets of Detroit?
oh gosh.
That might make a change. That might actually make a change.
I mean, they're not carrying
Or
guns. Do you think the black
police.
communities would feel a little safer then?
that would be a bit
Yes.
crazy though.
I'm all for private police forces. I mean, they work very well in my home state of Texas.
Aren't those technically militias though?
Well, they have.
The militias aren't really for crime. The private police forces. Militias are for domestic problems, and they're mostly volunteers to handle any sort of real big situation.
Yeah, he's primarily referring to private security firms and the like.
Okay, well, don't call them private police. It's just security firms. That's how you call it.
Well,
Wait, so
But also at the
they
same
like-
time, it's Texas, so
contract these companies?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Does the government pay these companies to police the streets?
well, it's more like the neighborhood, or it's kind of like an upped version of Neighborhood Watch. You know, it's certain members of the it's
Neighborhood
Oh,
Watch with
so it's community
AR-15s.
paid or is it
it's
taxpayer
community.
paid?
No, it's community paid. The people in the community pay a private company and all the government does is give them like a stamp of approval. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, they probably have to meet some sort of standards, I'd imagine, or something like that.
Well, of
before they do
course,
that.
I'm not a total anarchist, but
Well,
I
oh
do-
yeah, no. I meant like in general, that's what they do, right? Because I've
They
never
have
heard
a-
of them before.
they
Just
have
'cause-
they have a great deal of when it comes to the to what resources they have. It's pretty extensive. They have they have the cars with the sirens. They have and they have drug dogs. They have guns, tasers. They have so they're not lacking in. They're not lacking.
they probably have better training too with the amount of funding they get.
So apparently, the terrorist bomb in Rome was planted not by terrorists but by an anarchist. Apparently,
Goddamn Antifa.
anarchist terrorist.
Anarchists.
yeah, it's we have them.
So this was
This
one of those rare
turning into a
instances.
real big problem.
This was one of those rare instances of fucking commie terrorism.
It's not communist. I mean, it's anarchist.
They're all fucking commies.
Communist anarchist.
Oh, apparently, you know the guy that crashed that ship, the Concordia?
Oh yeah.
Yes, Catino. Yeah, he's been sentenced to 16 years. Finally, we fucking put him in jail for crashing a ship into.
That was how long ago?
Fifth. I don't know. Hold on.
That was like 2014, wasn't it?
And they just got around to fucking sentencing him.
Dude, we have.
How lazy is your
Berlusconi-
justice system?
Very lazy.
Jesus.
But look, we have shit from like what? Like.
Wait, didn't Amanda Todd get prosecuted in Italy, or I can't remember what her name was?
Yeah, and we fucked up the evidence.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Look, how about just bringing
See,
it back
this
to your
is-
content? that
See, this just
shoots
goes
me,
back to my
okay?
World War II
In
analogy.
fairness, we don't have anything to brag because LAPD messed up evidence a lot back
Okay,
in the
so
day.
Regardless,
yeah,
this all just goes
so-
back to my World War II analogy. Italy can't do shit right.
Yeah, look, I can actually fucking agree, okay? Government system, shit. Economy, shit. Armed forces, not as shit as World War II, but still not very good.
It's
Berlusconi.
Italy. Y'all are too busy lazying about and fucking each other and drinking your wine and stuffing your faces. That's all you're doing.
Hey, it's very nice. It's a very nice
Berlusconi.
place. Hey, it's a nice place to live. Don't get me fucking wrong.
You're not part of the superior Anglosphere.
Who cares? You guys have gone crazy. You guys have gone
Well-
nuts ever since.
Well, we may have
that,
gone nuts,
Brexit.
but damn it, at least we got shit done.
Not really in America. No, sorry. Just
What?
not gonna happen.
Hey, we get plenty of
What
shit
do-
done.
what
We
do you
kill
find?
plenty of black people.
What do you find to be insane about America? Just wondering.
Texas.
That's it.
What? You know I'll have to. You know I'll have to defend it now.
Well, I'm sure you'll have to, and I'm sure it'll make you even more annoyed at the knowledge that I am a
guys.
California native, born and raised.
Yeah, you know the aircraft carrier that Trump dispatched. It got to South Korea and a boat crashed into it.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Those guys. Are
Okay,
like the
so-
weirdest-
So
Those
let me
guys
get
have the
this
wo-
straight. Not only can Asians not drive, they can't sail either.
Yeah, so they have just the worst of. They get so like this aircraft carrier gets lost twice. They got lost twice, by the way, not once, twice. And
Oh
I feel
my
bad
gosh.
I feel bad for fucking James Mattis who has to report this to Trump. Sir, the aircraft carrier got lost again. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with those people?
I
Yeah.
am a little disconcerted at the fact that our modern, most powerful military equipment got lost, not once, but twice.
Yeah, so apparently a fisherman's boat crashed into the U.S. carrier. And I'm like, You can fucking see the captain going, "Oh God, now we're gonna have to report this to Mattis." It's like, "Sir, we got
fortified.
It's like, "Sir, we got rammed by a fucking fisherman boat." What the fuck? You guys have the worst luck ever. It's like, Mr. Trump, they got rammed by a fucking fisherman boat. For the love of Jesus, what the hell?
God damn it.
You gotta feel bad for the crew of that ship. It's like they get lost twice.
You know
and
what?
then
I'm calling it now. China, go ahead. You can invade because obviously we can't fucking defend ourselves when we're having our fucking aircraft carriers fucking rammed into by fucking fishermen.
Well, what can you expect? We've had Obama at the helm for 8 years, so.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
that.
I mean, yeah, it's just kind. I mean,
On a
Donald
positive
Trump
note,
was not wrong when he. Donald Trump was not wrong when he said that the military had been degraded.
yeah, on a positive note, a submarine of America recently got to Japan. It's like they actually made it without an accident, so it's just the aircraft carrier that's unlucky. You gotta feel bad for those guys.
So in a nutshell, we're fucked.
Yeah, it's like, can you imagine, like, they get to South Korea, I don't know, Busan or something, someplace like that, and like the South Koreans, where the fuck have you been? Wrong story, very long story. And then it's like transition. Next thing you see the captain just drinking with the South Korean president, and he's just telling them, yes. And the South Korean president is like, so you got lost twice, and you got rammed by one of our boats when you were coming in. Yes. Look, just take a week vacation on me. You guys fucking need it, okay? I'll just call Trump and tell him to just lay off your fucking.
Just back your ship in. Just back your ship into the port. That's perfectly fine. And take it. No, wait. Actually, don't do that, because knowing you guys, you might back it into the port. So hang out at sea. Don't worry. We'll send some guys out. We'll pick you up, and you can come on down. Have some drinks, get some hookers, whatever. Relax for a while, and then get back to your business.
Yeah, but it would just. Oh man, they got like a new South Korean president now, and I can feel. I like that guy's just, oh shit. Like the fucking captain tells him the story, is like, what the hell, guys? Seriously, I thought that stuff was supposed to be state of the art. We kind of didn't want to come. Like I'm thinking that. They got lost on purpose because they didn't want to get to North Korea. They were like, look, we don't want to go there, okay? We're gonna start World War III. Let's just get lost, and then hold Trump and say we got lost along the way. It's like they do it twice, and then Trump is like, don't make me come there. It's like, okay, I guess we have to go over there now. And they get there. It's like, oh, so we got rammed by a boat. Oh, for fuck's sake.
See, now I would love to see Trump actually charter a private fucking boat or airplane to go out to exactly where that goddamn aircraft carrier is, just so he can walk up to the captain and just sit him down in a leather chair and go, "You're fired."
Yeah, one of the jokes in Italy when that aircraft carrier got lost again is like, did they hire Schettino as the fucking captain? The guy that crashed the Costa Concordia. It's like, did they fucking hire him?
No. They hired his brother.
Yeah, like did Trump open up the fucking newspaper and say, "Oh, Schettino, yeah, hire him for the next fucking."
They hired his autistic brother.
Oh god, but yeah, it is pretty freaking hilarious. It's just to get lost twice.
Oh, and y'all remember that all the shit United has been dealing with lately on their flights?
Oh, yes.
The guy getting beat up, the Scorpion and shit. Well, turns out there was a second fucking Scorpion.
Holy crap, that's not good.
Second time in a month, there's a fucking Scorpion on a United flight.
See, coming from? I don't want to fly United. Like, I never want to go there. Just
This is why I fly Southwest.
Now I feel relieved that my grandparents just got off their flight from United. I heard recently that the guy in charge of United, he got his email leaked. That he was saying that he was planning on doing nothing until the whole thing blew over. But then But he said that's what he said in the email. That email got leaked, and now everybody is hating on him, and he's like, "Oh crap."
Hey, you know what would be weird? You know, if they managed to reunify Korea and like the North Koreans would have to get used to like criticizing their leaders without fucking cowering in fear. It's kind of like, oh, should I say something about our president? Dude, don't worry, we're not in North Korea anymore.
Well,
Am I gonna be sent to a concentration camp? No. Okay, calm the fuck. You're way too edgy. All right, I understand you guys were tortured for 50 years, but calm the fuck down.
In the stream chat, this guy conflict hurts. United has a scorpion spawning problem. It's a low-level dungeon. Watch out for that United flight. You need to be at least level 10.
Man, like if you guys seen the map of if you go to like the map thing I've shown you, there's also one about Korea. If you look at Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea, is fucking tiny compared to Seoul, the capital of South Korea. Like Seoul is massive. Pyongyang is just this tiny little shithole.
Well, of course, because that's what happens when half your fucking population starves.
Yeah, and you know what? My family visited the Soviet Union back in I believe it was the 70s, and no wait, it was the 70s, and it was my mother and my two grandparents. I wasn't even born yet, but they go there, and it's like if they told me, like, I show my mom the pictures of like Pyongyang and like the city, and it's like that looks like the Soviet Union back in the 70s and 50s. Literally, they're stuck in this weird fucking time loop of the 50s. It's like you bring down a fucking iPhone, they're like, what is this incredible alien technology? No, what do you use?
My favorite thing about Pyongyang is anytime you see video from within Pyongyang, it's always a bunch of big buildings and apartment complexes and a few skyscrapers and things like that. And then you look at like the freeways and things like that. Like they take those wide angle shots and there's like a freeway off in the distance and there's only like 3 cars on it.
Oh yeah, because by law the freaking only government officials and military officials get to own cars, because if you think about it, if your people can't own fucking cars, they can't move around the place too fast. So they have to ask you for fucking permission.
Well, it's like it's even when like they do like the wide angle shots of like large open streets or large city squares or anything like that. There's only like 10 fucking people walking around.
Yeah, the thing is that by law they're not allowed to talk to foreigners. I believe Christopher Hitchens has said that, and if you get close to them, if you get close to a normal person, they start backing away because they're not supposed to.
Oh yeah, I'm just referring to the fact that there seems to be just so few damn people in a city of that size. It's like it must be a goddamn ghost town.
Yeah, well, maybe they're all inside in curfew, like they're not allowing to fucking get out.
Well, it's possible, but I mean, I do gotta at least give props to North Korea for.
It's like they're trying very hard to fake it.
They really are. I gotta give props to North Korea for like the new hospitals and the new hotels and everything that they're building. You go inside and they are lavish as shit. They're very nice. So I do gotta give them props for their aesthetics.
The funny thing is, it's kind of like they're building all this touristy shit. I'm like, who the fuck is gonna get here? Like, you can't shop for souvenirs. You can't go outside without a fucking guard and secret police.
Like Kim Jong-un has recently been building ski resorts and.
That's what I'm saying. Like
ski resorts and theme parks.
Like you go to the ski resort and it's like, I'm gonna go skiing, and you're being followed all the fucking time by the fucking guard. It's like he skis with you, like he's like on your back doing the entire way down. It's kind of like, this is kind of creepy. Yeah, well, these are the rules, sir. Fuck.
I love the fact that Kim Jong-un will spend hundreds of millions to make a ski resort, and a pretty shitty one at that, and then it's like, it's for the people, and then only like 5,000 people out of the 24 million people population can afford to go there.
Kim Il-sung University, Kim Il-sung. Can you guys stop naming shit after Kim Il-sung? He's dead, okay? I know you worship him like a god, but Washington D.C. doesn't name shit after Jesus Christ.
After Washington.
Yeah. Well, okay, but
Well, you know what? The same goddamn concept applies to people naming their fucking streets Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. I'm getting a little fucking tired of that because those are always crime-ridden to shit. Stop it.
Perfectly fucking fair. At least Washington had a really good idea, and he's not worshipped like a god in America. If you speak bad of him, you're not gonna get fucking sent to prison. It's like, oh, how dare you speak bad about George Washington? We're gonna fucking kill you. It's like, this is America, right?
Well, maybe we should.
Nah, come on.
I'm just kidding, but still.
So yeah, I mean, you gotta feel fucking bad for the poor aircraft carrier guys. It's kind of like, oh, finally, fuck. Like you see those sitcoms where the shitty road trip and all the shit happens and they finally get there. It's like that. But with an aircraft carrier, it's kind of like, oh, we got lost twice. Then, we ran out of fuel halfway through. We got rammed at the end. Just gonna get down and stretch our legs now.
Is the Italian still there?
Yeah, the Italian was the one talking.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, it's me. Thank you very much. I know I don't sound Italian, but that's...
Sorry, I thought you were the Portuguese one. Sorry. Have you got an election coming up? Because the last I heard of the politics in your country, your prime minister resigned. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, but he might be coming back because he just got elected as secretary of the party. He got elected again. It's by a fucking huge landslide.
Honestly, y'all just need to re-elect Berlusconi. Just re-elect him.
Dude, he's 80 and he can't go back because has so many fucking trials.
He's 80. Jesus Christ.
He's 80.
I don't care. I don't care. I do not care how old he is. I don't care what shit he's got going on. Just everybody just re-elect Berlusconi and just leave it at that.
What the hell? So he's just gonna die in office? Come on.
Why not just leave him in office until he dies, and then because Italy seemed pretty not too shabby for the most part while he was in power.
Well, the thing between him and Trump, he did jack shit. Like literally, he just sat in his office all day, letting his fucking other people run the country.
Maybe that's exactly what Italy needs. It needs a leader that just doesn't do jack shit.
Oh, come on. What the hell are we going to pay him then? Seriously.
You don't need to pay him. You just need to give him hookers.
God, can you imagine, guys, can you imagine if Trump started doing the same shit Berlusconi did sexuality-wise? I think a lot of people would be like, whoa, dude, calm the fuck down.
The thing is about Donald Trump is that he is definitely a serial adulterer.
Well, I don't mind adultery. I mean, what I do mind is when, I don't mind people going to strip clubs and shit when they're politicians. What I do mind is when they go out with, underage girls as prostitutes. Because that's what Berlusconi did. And how old was he when he went out with those 15-year-old girls? 60. He was fucking 60. Can you imagine...
so, all right, so it's a reverse version of Macron.
Yeah, can you imagine Trump doing that? He's gonna pay up a fucking 15-year-old prostitute. Would you sit there and go, yeah, this is fine?
Well, no, because it would be completely illegal in this country. And I mean, worst comes to worst, Berlusconi could just get reelected, and then he could, just hang out somewhere in Vatican City for a while because apparently the age of consent there is 13 or 12 or something.
Yeah, problem
way
is,
to go, Catholic! Way to go, Catholic Church!
He can't get elected because he has so many fucking trials.
You're saying what? But I'm genuinely serious here. The age of consent in Vatican City is, I believe, 12 years old.
Catholic, same.
Yeah.
No.
Way to live up to those stereotypes.
Well, the thing is, that's odd because I thought that was a just giant lie.
No, I should go to Wikipedia and look up age of consent Vatican City. It's crazy.
That would definitely go against the catechisms. It literally says in the Catholic, the catechisms of the Catholic Church that sex with a child is just a huge is psychologically damaging and is destructive. And destroys the child.
Well, maybe that's exactly why they do it. Break them early. They're better. They're easier to indoctrinate that way.
Good lord.
That's no.
Come on, have some standards. Have some standards, damn it.
I know it's disgusting and it's horrible, and I'm ripping on Christianity here, but don't worry, I rip on every religion.
I've just googled it, and apparently, like 2 years ago, they increased it from 13 to 16. So.
Where?
Oh my God,
What
some
is it?
fucking progress for once. It only took him 2,000 fucking years.
Well, how did it's just that I didn't. How was it? How could it have been that low when the Catholic Church is against incest and pedophilia and things like that?
The Catholic
There's
For
Church
like
against
thousands of
pedophilia,
years.
just say.
Look, there's a lot of shit the Catholic Church has done that is pretty weird. Okay, we just stop questioning it. We just treat them as like, in America, you guys have celebrities. We have the church. We just sit there and just laugh at the fucking Pope. We just treat him like a celebrity. It's like, yes, Pope. Hello, sir. How are you? That's it. That's how we fucking treat them. We don't. I mean, I will say this: the
That's
church
how
here.
that's how a lot of people in the Vatican treat the Vatican, dude.
You-
I mean,
you
that's
know,
why I love
at
watching
least-
Bill Maher's Religulous when he's talking to all those people from the Vatican. They're just like, oh, this thing just fucking no, just don't even.
Yeah, I mean, the church here does a lot of good things, I will say. They do run the soup kitchens and stuff like that, so at least they do some good. It's just that the Vatican is just so weird that it's kind of like, oh, good lord, what the fuck is wrong with them?
Oh, and is it true? Is it legitimately true that in Italy, of all the different saints and big figures in the church and stuff like that, Jesus Christ doesn't even break the top 5 in popularity?
Yes. It's whatever weird. I mean, the granddaughter of Mussolini,
Yes.
she's in the fucking EU Parliament. So, it's like, you think Nigel Farage is bad? Look at fucking Mussolini's daughter.
I don't think Nigel Farage is bad. I think Nigel Farage is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, just go look at it. Just go look.
Here's something interesting about Vatican's the age of consent here is 18 years old. Individuals aged 17 or younger in Vatican City are not legally able to consent to sexual activity. Interestingly enough, they do not have a close-in age exemption law, meaning that if two people under the age of 18 have sex with each other, they are considered by law to have raped each other.
Yeah, guys, here, check this out. Check this out. I mean, do you see something weird with this? Mussolini's granddaughter, Berlusconi. I think I've said enough.
You know exactly what the fuck he's thinking when he's looking at that camera.
Oh, Jesus.
You know,
No, he's probably thinking
that fucking face. That fucking face.
Like,
look at the look in his eyes and that very, very slight little smirk on the right side of his face.
He's gonna go. I'm gonna go backstage and bang her after this.
You know the exact thought that's going through his head when he's looking at that camera, and then that thought is, yeah, I'm hitting that.
Yeah, hold on, check it out. I'm just gonna show you some pictures. Don't these fuckers look the same? Don't they? The only difference is age. 80, 70.
A little,
80,
sort of, kind of,
70.
but
check it out. Somebody photoshopped Trump's hair on Berlusconi. They look the fucking same. I'm sorry. It's just
like I found this
Because
picture
they're
of Trump from one of his rallies, I think it was, during the primaries, and I was
Check this one out.
I was like, I think I've seen that before. And honestly, I compared the picture of Trump against a picture of General Patton. They look like the same fucking person. It's a little fucking creepy.
guys. Check out this meme.
He calls himself Trump, but it was him all along.
Yeah, there's actually this theory here in Italy that when Trump visited Italy for a few days before, Berlusconi killed him, stole his hair, and now he's ruling America. It's like As we say it as like a joke, but it could be fucking funny if one day they find Trump's body in Berlusconi's house. I was like, oh shit.
Jesus Christ, that was the secret all along. Trump, all this time, has just been a Berlusconi body double. And then Berlusconi, when he saw his chance, he finally fucking got rid of him and took his place.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people are saying that Trump came over here to ask for advice on how to fucking get elected. It's like, man, come on, you fucking got elected by this dumb country. Help me get elected by my dumb country. It's like, okay, rule number 1, gesticulate a lot. Just fucking go nuts with the hands, do all this shit. Number 2, never be clear on anything. Number 3, shout a lot. Believe me, the more you shout, the more they'll love you.
Number 4, be a player.
Yeah, well, come on. I will say when Trump say grab him by the pussy and people got offended by that, I'm like, you guys are so fucking weak. Berlusconi said she would never go and fuck Merkel. Come on.
Honestly, that whole grab him by the pussy thing, and then it's all such fucking nonsense. And then fucking Steve Shives makes that whole rape culture video and tries to use that as a fucking example of it. That's why I had to make like a 35-40 minute long fucking response video to Steve Shives to explain basically, hey, it's not fucking rape culture because of the grab 'em by the pussy shit or anything like that, because that's exactly what Trump said it was. It's fucking locker room talk. It's a bunch of shitty older rich dudes who are so used to just having women throw themselves at them that's exactly what it is. It's just bullshitting. It's one-upmanship. As well as the other half of the video, which is basically just calling Steve Shives a fucking disingenuous piece of shit.
You said, Trump said grab by the pussy. Berlusconi literally called Angela Merkel, an unfuckable lard asshole.
That's not really an insult, because she kind of is.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like, you guys grab by the pussy. Oh, come on, that's so vanilla. You should see what our fucking politicians say about some sex-related shit. Like,
that's what I love. That's what I love about this is everyone was so upset with Trump about you grab her by the pussy or whatever, and like, then you
Americans are like so vanilla. It's like you guys.
I would love every time somebody made a fuss about the grab him by the pussy thing. I would love to turn right around and be like, "Did you forget that Bill Clinton, a married man in the Oval Office, literally convinced one of his secretaries to give him a blowjob regularly?"
I mean, dude, that's another thing I fucking love about America. Is like, you get upset by fucking, somebody getting a blowjob. Imagine if you had Berlusconi as the fucking head. It's like you figure out what the fuck he's been up to. It's kind of like, holy shit, we have to kill this guy.
Well, dude, what do you expect out of America, dude? All this evangelical Christian bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like you guys have such high standards for sex. It's kind of like you guys need to come. You need to become Italians, okay?
Just show them porn or something.
Like there was this, I believe, muck-raking advertisement against a congressman that I believe 20 years before he went to a strip club. It's like, oh, this guy went to a strip club 20 years ago. It's kind of like there are congressmen in my country that are like around 40, and they still fucking go to strip clubs.
Well, it was
nobody gives a fuck.
It was like that whole thing with Congressman Anthony Weiner. Oh, he sent some woman a picture of his penis.
It's like,
I do that every other goddamn day. What's your fucking point?
It's like, so what? I mean, there's just come and look at the fucking porn in my country. People here just don't give a fuck.
He sent someone a picture of his penis. Have you seen my hard drive?
Like, I get Elliot Spitzer because he was paying prostitutes and it was illegal there. Like, I get him stepping down, but I wouldn't care if I wouldn't care if a person here in my country paid for prostitutes. I mean, it's legal here. Nobody gives a fuck. But if they steal money from the treasury and use it on prostitutes, that's when I get angry. It's kind of like, hey man, that's fucking tax money. You're not allowed to fucking touch that shit.
Well, that reminds me of the story of the CIA in South America.
Oh jeez.
Exactly.
Oh god.
I will defend them. They needed to do it to fight the commies.
They needed. The CIA needed. No, it wasn't the CIA. It was the Secret Service. It was Secret Service people paying prostitutes for sex in South America. They were doing it to fight those goddamn commies.
This
Oh,
is
I
our
thought
prime.
you said-
It was a national security measure.
This has been our prime minister for 9 years.
Well,
Interview
I thought
with-
that. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the CIA in South America. I didn't know you were talking about Secret Service.
Well, I guess, if you want to get technical, both of them. But, hey,
Shit.
what the fuck is this video?
Yeah, a lot like
Let's
in
see
this
here.
clip. In this clip, like Berlusconi saying, "I never insulted anyone." I was like, "Dude, for fuck's sake, shut up!
All right, let's
Just
see.
shut up! Just
Let's see
shut
here.
the fuck up, man!"
Mm.
Well, why don't you shut the fuck up so I can see what he has to say?
Do you mind if I change the topic?
Yeah, that's
In
just
I'll let you change the topic in just a moment. I want to see what the fuck Berlusconi has to say here.
Problem with Angela Merkel. Is it true you called her an lard?
Non arriverei, io non ho mai.
But all right, let's take
Scusi, non ho mai, in 20 anni di politica, insultato nessuno.
No, I have never had any problems with Angela Merkel. In 20 years of politics, I have never insulted anyone. And this has been made up by someone who wanted to turn
I'm sorry. I mean,
In all these years of politics, I've never insulted anyone. Dude, you're a politician.
it's like, dude. I mean, look at Trump's rallies and look at Berlusconi's fucking speeches when he first got into power. They're the same. These guys are. Some people are saying that that Trump is Berlusconi's estranged fucking brother. Like they fucking sent it to America and he got adopted there.
Trump is Berlusconi's brother from another mother.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Trump has no Italian heritage. He's like, I believe, Irish or Scottish. Well, I'm thinking, I bet he has some fucking Italian heritage in there.
It's possible, but but you did say you wanted to move on to a different topic. What was the topic?
Yes. Did you hear about the latest Twitter thing on the Twitter drama with Lacey Green taking the red pill?
Oh yes, I did.
What's this?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Basically,
Just a bit of it though.
Well, longtime feminist lolcow, Lacey Green, she runs a channel called MTV Brawlists, where she talks about sex education and parrots sex positive feminist talking points, like and just she's for a very long time she's been rather hyperbolic in her rhetoric. She called Philip DeFranco alt-right, and roaming millennial alt-right, said that the fascists, when Donald Trump was elected, she called the Republicans fascists, called it a fascist takeover, basically. And she also had DMC takedowns of different people that she didn't like. But recently she's decided that she's now going to be a skeptic because she's tired of because of the whole Rachel Dolezal little transgender thing.
Yeah, the transracial bullshit.
Thing. Yeah.
How do you do, fellow Negroes?
Basically, yeah, the feminists were eating each other alive over this transracial thing, pretty much.
Oh.
And they were just like, how dare you compare transgender people to Rachel Dolezal? She is obviously not a real black woman. What if she became a man tomorrow? She would totally be a transgender.
Well, that's the intersectional feminists versus like proper feminists, really, isn't it? The ones that like.
Yeah, I love all these fucking people who are coming out against Lacey.
Together.
Here's the thing, though. The intersectionalism hasn't really absorbed the idea of hasn't really moved into transracial stuff. You know, they're still on the transgender kick. So they're all about. They're saying that Rachel Dolezal was basically saying, well, if if a person can just declare tomorrow, like according to intersectional feminists, tomorrow I could come out and say I am a woman, so now you have to treat me like a woman. I don't have to change anything at all about myself. I'm a woman. You have to refer to me as she and her, and if you don't, you're a sexist and you're transphobic. Like, that's intersectionality. And then Rachel Dolezal says, well, I can do the same thing, but for race. And the feminists are like, well, that's racist, and they can't really give a good answer to that.
Which is even more hilarious when they'll defend someone like Sean fucking King.
And then so Lacey Green's like, well, yeah. So Lacey Green is pretty much going, well, that she realized that feminism is kind of
on its last fucking psychotic leg.
She needs to moderate herself.
Has anyone else found it funny that the progressive left will be so happy to, prop up somebody like Sean fucking King, so fucking white, pretending to be black, but then you'll get feminists bitching about Rachel Dolezal doing it, and it's like, I kind of want to talk to these feminists and be like, don't you think maybe you're expressing a bit of internalized misogyny?
I don't know. Just give up, really.
That actually took a few seconds to realize that.
Yeah. I don't know why nobody else has called him out on it. I must be the only one who's thinking this shit.
By the way, Berkeley, you know how there's this big debate in America about raising the minimum wage?
Oh, that's always a fucking debate.
I'm pretty much against the entire concept of minimum wage altogether.
Yeah, no, I know that, but what I'm saying is, as an alternative to that, would you? Because I know that in America, rent is the biggest expenditure in the poorest strata of the population. Rent is. Would you accept rent control as sort of a countermeasure to raising the minimum wage?
If anything's worse than minimum wage, it's actually rent control. Because in all the cities where rent control has been implemented, it's been a huge detriment to housing, because what ends up happening, it's really the same principle that happens to any price control. What ends up happening is you have what happens with the housing market is that it basically makes it so that people won't be able to raise prices to fix up their houses. So basically the smaller just people who are like small time just go out of business. Only the people who are very, very rich will be able to afford. Only people who are like very rich will be able to afford to start businesses, and that'll create just a flub in the market.
I guess the public housing maybe.
I would have a different solution: complete deregulation. Complete deregulation would be just deregulating the housing market would be a huge help. If there were more houses, there would be and less standards for these houses. There wasn't always housing standards.
Well, yeah, but then we realized that some people were charging an arm and a leg for something that was maybe look nice, but was actually constructed to be a piece of shit, and then people were getting fucking hurt.
Well, that was we can discuss that, but a lot of what we have, a lot of our mixed capitalist system is pretty overregulated as it is.
Peter, you're breathing into your microphone.
A lot of the, if you can see. Most of the things that are wrong in America, most of the things that are too expensive in America, like housing, healthcare, it's all regulated. Like healthcare is so overly regulated. Like they don't our FDA doesn't allow drugs that were considered safe by other countries. Like
I will say that I'm surprised that America still requires you to get like health insurance. I think that requirement should just be scrapped, just because I think it's just stupid, in my opinion.
It's so. This is a good analogy for how our healthcare system works. Imagine going into a coffee shop, and you want to buy a cup of coffee, and the cash register says, "Well, sorry, I don't actually know how much this cup of coffee costs, but tell you what, if you come in and you try it, if you just buy it and try it, I'll tell you the price in a few weeks." Seriously, that's how our healthcare system works.
That's
stupid.
And
you wonder why everything's overpriced. It's because they can get away with it, because they literally, the way the system works, they can literally get away with it.
And there's also way too much speculation, to be perfectly honest.
Well,
I mean, it's just
in all honesty, this is why I just don't even remotely give a fuck. Health insurance? No, fucking I don't need it. I'll just do what I've done on my taxes for, God knows how long. I'll just lie and say I have health insurance. But
I mean,
that's I don't get fucking health insurance or any of that crap. I'm not worried about it. I get hurt. That's okay. I got some bandages at home or some shit.
Yeah,
I can make a splint at home. Oh, I get sick or I'm feeling feverish. Whatever. I'll just take some aspirin and lay down.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It seems like, okay, public health is off the table. Single payer. Okay, well, how about we just remove this fucking stupid requirement to get health insurance to go to, your average doctor. Oh, you need health. I get health insurance for like big operations, like you fucking need that. But for a doctor, really? Oh, I got my pinky hurt. I need fucking health insurance to go to a doctor.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's just the whole thing with the healthcare issue is that, there's so many goddamn factors to take into consideration that, the entire healthcare issue is just ungodly fucking, complicated and convoluted. I mean, from all sorts of different things like, inappropriate regulations to, the inherent greed of insurance companies and fucking drug companies jacking up their prices for no apparent fucking reason, et cetera, et cetera. That's why a lot of people feel forced to get some kind of health insurance because you want to go to the doctor. Well, if you don't have some kind of health insurance, then okay, that's $2,000. And these pills that they're gonna prescribe to you. Well, if you don't have health insurance, it's going to be one bottle, $500. It's like the prices are just out of control on everything.
Yeah, and also there's this lack of preventative culture. Like in Europe, the reasons why people need less healthcare is because we teach people how to take care of themselves and also to eat healthy and that stuff like that. And okay, some people don't do that, but at least there's this culture of if I don't get sick, I don't have to fucking pay for this shit.
Which is particularly part of the issue in this country is that there's so much greed and corruption in the healthcare industry that the absolute focus it's not we're not looking for a cure for cancer. Hell, we probably have it already, but we're not looking for a cure for cancer or AIDS or terminal illnesses or anything like that because we're not worried about preventative care. We're just worried about charging an arm and a leg to cure something or fix something that does pop up.
The healthcare in this country is just an absolute fucking mess at the moment.
Sorry.
We spend a quarter of our fucking GDP on it, and it is like it can barely even fucking support our country. It's like one of the lowest in Europe.
The NHS is the British equivalent of the American military. A lot of money, but not a lot of good results.
Yeah, it is. Some people are like, you're not spending enough on it, and other people are like, there's too much bureaucracy in it. Too many fucking managers and administrative staff, and not enough like doctors and stuff.
Well, that's
you know, it's
inherently
just-
part of the problem with some socialized healthcare. But it's also an extremely big problem for like our style of healthcare is that God knows how much of the goddamn money is always just going to pay all these these executives and stupid little pointless positions. It's like the same reason why our college tuition costs are so high is that do we really need 5,000 people in completely pointless positions?
Yeah, like for example, when you hear people from America saying, "Oh, the healthcare system in Europe here, you just go up and like in the capitalist system of healthcare, I would it would be just like going into a shop and buying your stuff." And in America, what's happening is you go in and you have to fucking imagine if you had to go show insurance to buy like a carton of milk at the fucking supermarket. That would be stupid.
Got your milk insurance, please.
Yeah, no,
yeah. Do you have your egg insurance? Because I know that when you pick up in a carton of a dozen eggs, I know probably at least 2 of them are already going to be broken. So do you have egg insurance to make sure that you can replace those 2 broken eggs that you didn't break yourself?
That's stupid. Like if I want, I would expect that in America you would just go into a GP with your money. And he would just, okay, here's the rate, and there you go. No, you need this fucking healthcare insurance, which most of the time healthcare insurance, 80% of the cost is the fucking cost of the healthcare. They usually pay about 20%. Oh, we just covered 20%. Okay, what the fuck is the rest of the money going to? Our CEO's latest facelift and blowjob.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, it's like the healthcare industry.
Get rid of the fucking health insurance.
The healthcare industry in this country in particular, the college costs, the pharmaceutical industry, et cetera, they all inherently have the same exact fucking problem. Is that let's just put countless people into completely pointless positions with huge fucking salaries, and let's pass the cost on to the consumer.
I think the worst problem though with our healthcare is it's the subject of talking about reforming it is a taboo subject. It's like what immigration used to be 15 years ago. If you talked about it, you used to get booed off the stage, and it was just a no-go subject.
Oh yeah, reforming the NHS Reforming the NHS is the equivalent of a politician here bringing up reforming Social Security. It's the third rail. You're just begging to have your career fucking ruined if you bring that up.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're just stuck with what we've got, and it's shit.
Yeah, just curious. Just curious. Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, I was just going to say there hasn't really been any kind of healthcare welfare rollback. Just in general for many as pretty much as long as I've been alive, and as long and the. And I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, considering our Republican Party is moving more and more to the left in terms of their economics. Like the healthcare bill they just passed is pretty much the same as Obamacare, except for 1 or 2 differences. And they're saying, oh, this is the golden standard of healthcare bills. This is great. Trump care is wonderful.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, actually, just
honestly, I would have been. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just curious. What do you think about Trump's care plan apparently got through? So.
It's honestly no big fucking whoop.
Right. Okay.
It's just basically Obamacare repackaged with a few minor alterations.
Would you say it's slightly better or not really?
Well, I haven't looked into the full details of it, but I I was hearing that they were going to get rid of the fine if you don't have health insurance, and just on that alone, I'm more than happy to say it's better.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
that's an
exactly was
actual
wrong?
reality within the new healthcare law, that they get rid of the fine that they throw on you on your tax form if you don't have health insurance. If that's actually part of Trump Care, then just on that merit, it's better than Obamacare.
I will say this, that what I was gonna say is that fuck, I can't remember what I was gonna say. But yeah, it's a bit weird that I think Bill Maher said it, that America keeps cobbling together a weird solution over the already bad existing one. It's kind of like, look, either you start fresh, or you need to take a new approach. Just because this, we're just gonna make little touches and it's not working. Okay,
Well,
you need a
that's
new
inherently
system.
the issue with our. That's inherently the issue with our political system, is that there's never any actual fixes to anything. It's just, no matter what the issue is, anything that ever comes up that they'd like to call, reform or a fix or something like that, it's nothing more than just putting duct tape on an already existing problem.
Like I get putting more things on a good idea. Like I get that, but it's in America. It's kind of like, oh god, guys, this is a shit idea. Why do you keep putting duct tape on it? It's not working.
You can't jerry rig something that's broken for too long. Eventually, it just stops working altogether.
Well, our political system is very much geared towards not changing. It's very conservative like that. In any case, I need to go.
Okay.
That's all good.
All right. Have a nice day, you guys.
See ya.
You too.
Well, just on that note that he mentioned, I just want to say, get money out of politics, big brown buffalo.
But yeah, it's. I do find it a bit funny that we're gonna fix shit, and then you see the fucking stuff they propose. This is just putting duct tape on something that's already broken.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, it's like when they made the Trump care, it's like, so now you're admitting that Obamacare wasn't that bad. You're just copying the idea. Which, to be fair, Obamacare was just basically a Romney care, so he copied it from them.
Yeah, well, it's a shit system regardless, because the minute that they completely dismissed the public option, then Obamacare it was going to be nothing more than just another way. It's just another benefit for the fucking insurance and the drug companies. That's all it was going to be.
What I find also funny is that when Obamacare passed, they were like, "Oh, this is so evil. This is socialism." It's like, this was your idea, you fuckers.
Well, of course they're going to say that. It's just a bunch of partisan bullshit. That's all it ever is.
Like I would get if the Republican Party was like, "Dude, come on, it's our idea. Give us some fucking credit." Not go, "Oh, evil socialism." It's kind of like, what the fuck. Like, I would get them actually going to him and say, "Dude, it's our fucking idea. Don't steal it and then call it yours."
Well, see, my biggest,
I would actually treat them more seriously if they did that.
My biggest issue with Obamacare was, aside from the whole, you're required to have health insurance, so if you can't afford health insurance, we're going to fine you a shit ton of money. Aside from that, my problem was that, like I said, the minute they dropped the public option and just completely dismissed it, it just turned into another fucking scam to help the insurance companies and the drug companies, because it did with removing the public option removed the capacity for the market and the premiums to have some kind of effective competition. And so that's exactly why under Obamacare we continue to see drug prices rise at exorbitant rates. We continue to see premiums go up at exorbitant rates. It did nothing to stall this shit.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's a really ironic thing I find funny about America is that communism, the socialist system, is evil because the economy is run by the government. But in America, you look at it now, and it's 4 corporations running the entire economy. Oh, that's not evil,
Yeah, that's why I can't get behind either system, because oh, the communist system, that's fucking adorable. It's doomed to fail, but whatever. But
To be fair, it's not even capitalism. It's not even fucking capitalism.
Developing your nation, your laws and everything to basically form a corporatocracy, it's no fucking better.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even capitalism anymore. It's just basically just oligarchy.
Well, that's exactly why a lot of people will argue for or against regulation for whatever reasons, but anybody who has any understanding of the free market understands that in a stable, functioning society, the free market does need reasonable regulation. Because just left to its own devices, like you think the gap between the rich and the poor is bad now? No fucking way. Under a completely unregulated free market, it would just basically be, the very, very, very few aristocrats, the super wealthy, the corporations, and just everyone else would be fucking serfs.
Like, imagine under a free market, I bet, like, a completely free market, I bet there would be fucking slavery reintroduced, because they will come up with the argument, hey, slaves are more efficient because you don't have to fucking pay them. You just have to throw them a piece of bread once in a while and then whip them.
Well, this is why I can't get behind the idea of people who argue against the minimum wage. Because the minimum wage in and of itself as a concept is pretty good, because as long as it's actually set at a reasonable amount and it's tied to inflation. But
here in Italy, we don't have a minimum wage for the entire across the board. What we do is each year or each 2 years, the trade unions for each sector and the company bosses for each sector meet up and they make the minimum wage for that sector. And that's it. So it's different for everybody, but it's still being controlled by...
Which is fine, because you guys actually have fucking unions.
I mean, the trade unions here, people don't like them because they're too corrupt, but they do say that, are necessary. So we have a different culture here. We don't demonize them because they're breeding socialists in there, which I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like the trade unions in Italy during the Cold War, yes, they did support the Communist Party, but our Communist Party didn't want communism. You know why? Because we've been through a dictatorship under fascism. We were like, let's not go back there, so that to be palatable to a people that have been under a dictatorship. So it was kind of like, okay, we're not going to get rid of the free press, we're not going to get rid of the parliament, we're just going to basically put more money into the welfare state and nationalize some of key industries. And, give people a better quality. Like, that's fucking reasonable to me. It's not like complete nationalization of the economy. Everything is run by the government. It's not censorship like the Soviet Union and shit like that. It's more reasonable to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, because every time I get into an argument with somebody about like the minimum wage here, I always tell people, Henry Ford had the right fucking idea. If you're gonna make a fucking product, then you want to make sure that people can actually afford to buy your goddamn product. So you pay people enough that they can buy shit.
I never understood. How is this sustainable? You just keep dropping fucking wages. You keep them like that.
And there's always that fucking argument. There's always that argument from people that what was it? That like why are all these fast food people demanding $15 an hour? Oh, if you're an EMT, you only make like $15-16 an hour. It's not even fucking fair. Well, that's the funny whole thing about it, is that when you set the minimum wage, all these other occupations, all these other services, the wages for them will be reflected comparatively over time. As your minimum wage slowly increases, as will the wages of these different services and occupations. The market will force them to.
I never understood this freaking crazy idea of you keep wages, like wages have stayed the same virtually ever since the 90s, I believe, or the 70s maybe. And what happened was, let's not raise the wages, let's just move everything to China and make them cheaper. Okay, what the fuck? Raise the fucking...
A lot of damn good that did, because we're still paying more for everything anyway.
Like, that's what got America into the first depression in the first place. It was just, people can't afford shit, so they're gonna have to buy on credit. And lo and behold, when the bank goes down because hey, we loan more money than we fucking have, isn't that fucking genius of them? You know, I'm gonna loan people $200 even though I have 100 in the fucking vault. So I'm the fucking smartest guy in the world.
But you were gonna say
They should-
something,
problem
Peter?
with a problem with like 1920s like America, like the financial crash and stuff, Wall Street, a lot of people, like, it was fueled off like the consumer society, like the first ever consumer society, people buying like cars and stuff. But the problem was that, as he said, most people were buying it on credit, and they didn't want to buy more than one. So like nowadays, people probably buy like a new car every few years, but back then, you know, one house got a car, they're still paying for it years later, they don't need a new one, and as a result, fucking industry kind of hit a brick wall where sales were just fucking dropping through the floor.
Oh, yeah, which
because
is
no one was actually buying them.
Well, yeah, which is part of the problem back then, is that, you know, kind of as, you know, what they were trying to do in the mid to late 90s and late 80s even, is that back then the financial markets were unregulated, which is exactly why they introduced the Glass-Steagall Act. Because it was all just a fucking scam. The entire fucking thing was a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. And
which all those ever do is build bubbles, and then they burst, and then we're fucked.
Yeah,
But
and then
actually,
they pass it on to the fucking people because without us banks, you wouldn't be able to survive. Well, without you guys, you wouldn't be in this fucking mess in the first place. Yeah, I think it should be treason when you send your economy down in tailspin. Like, I think all those people in Wall Street should just be arrested by the army and shot right there in the oh, you caused the bubble, okay, firing squad. There you go. Make an example, 10 of them. People are like, oh shit, let's just not do this shit ever again.
We should go hardcore medieval, and we should take all these fucking bankers, and we should take them to Brooklyn Bridge, and we should hang them from the fucking bars, and just for all the world to see.
Fuck that! Chop their testicles off first.
No, you don't chop their nuts off first. They bleed out too fast. They bleed out too fast when you fucking snip them. No. You hang them. You hang them from the Brooklyn Bridge for all the world to see, and you point at them and you laugh.
Right. It's 1:30 here in the morning. I've got work in the morning, so I gotta leave.
That's perfectly all right, because you know, it's getting late there and everything. I understand. So and I'm probably gonna have to jump off here in a minute anyway.
Be around
So
sometime, perhaps.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, by all means, if you ever follow me on Twitter or anything, you see if I'm going to do a stream and you want to jump on, by all means, pop in.
Cheers.
All right.
I mean, it's like, I get the free market, I get it, I know it, but it just seems weird that a free market is just being run by 4 people. It's just stupid. It's not even a free market anymore. Like in Italy, we don't have this problem just because most of our economy is small to medium-sized businesses. We don't have these big conglomerates. I mean, we do, but it's in like things like oil, defense industry, maybe aeronautics, but we don't have these big.
Well, that's because in a lot of European countries, you have the free market. God bless you, but it's generally fairly well regulated.
And also
not so much here.
We actually enforce our antitrust laws.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Because, I mean, if I was like running America, and I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, if I was running America, the rich would they would have the right to say we're being persecuted, just because I would just be so harsh towards them. It's like, oh, you don't want to pay your taxes because you think you have the God-given right not to? Okay, army, go in there, torture him, waterboard him. Like, I would, if you don't want to pay your taxes and you're fucking wealthy and you're whispering into my ear to go into an expensive war, I'm like, okay, army, waterboard them. Are you gonna pay your taxes while I go to war? Do you? No? Okay, good.
I wouldn't go that far. I wanted to kick them out the house, really.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like party's over. Okay, here's the fucking bill.
What do you honestly expect out of Luca? I mean, he's Italian. He's still got a little bit of that fascism in him.
Not really fascism. This is all the mafia also does it.
Shut it, you Nazi scum.
Yeah, you guys gotta put your fucking. I bet they will fucking call me a thug, but it's kind of like, okay, no, seriously, this is bullshit.
Like God, everyone running around this country right now calling even people like me a fucking Nazi. It's like, no, dude, look at Luca, dude. Fucking ass, fucking fascist. God, we're not Nazis. We got to up our damn game.
Oh god. Like it is. I don't know. Like, but yeah, I mean, it is pretty fucking stupid. I mean, America is just so full of contradictions. Like, kind of like, oh yeah, democracy, but our fucking electoral system is shit. Oh yeah, capitalism, even though we don't follow it. Four companies run an entire economy.
America is the equivalent of the holy Bible of world economies.
Yeah, it's kind of like
so many great messages, so many contradictions.
Like, I get like. At least I admire the fucking spirit. It's just, can you guys at least apply it a bit? Yeah, you know, it's kind of like.
But that's hard.
It's funny. It's kind of like. Also, what I find funny recently is like, America and Britain are like against this globalism shit, and I'm like, during the Cold War, you guys supported right-wing dictators to keep globalism and capitalism alive. Just because China is doing it better than you, you're such fucking pussies. I mean, seriously.
That's all right. We'll have China marching through our streets any day now, and I'm perfectly good with that. That's fine with me.
For me, it would be kind of hilarious if, like, Britain, after Brexit, like, they go so poor and they get sold off to China. It's kind of like, well, now you're under a real dictatorship. Enjoy. And you just see, like, Farage just going back to the EU Parliament. Please, I don't want to leave. If I go back, they torture me.
Oh, don't worry. If anybody's going to be bought out by China first, it's going to be us, and then after that, it's going to be the EU, and then maybe Britain will hold out like they did in World War II for a while. We're fervent defenders of our nation, and then eventually they'll just be like,
they get nuked. They get fucking nuked by.
They'll just stop fucking. Eventually, they'll just stop fucking caring.
Fine.
Eventually, Britain's just going to stop fucking caring, just because once your enemy starts throwing a couple billion bodies at you, you're just like, what, why bother?
Oh god. It's okay. Lawrence Iron sent a tweet that says, peacefully attempts to stop legal trafficking ship before it fills up. Lauren shoots fire at drowning refugee children. It's kind of like, Lauren, you shot firecrackers at a ship. That's illegal in Italy. I don't know about Canada or America, but that's fucking legal here in Italy. I'm sorry, we just don't love firework. Yeah, well, she was shooting flares. I call all explosive firecrackers. It's kind of like, you don't love fucking shit at
flares?
Yeah,
really?
She was shooting flares at a refugee ship.
She couldn't have gotten her hands on some Roman candles and made it a little more festive?
No, she just shot flares at a fucking refugee ship, and then, the Coast Guard arrested her.
What an uncreative cunt.
And she's like, oh, how dare you arrest me? Ma'am, it's fucking legal here to fucking lob grenades at a ship.
Oh, I see. First they're firecrackers, now they're grenades. Oh, you really changed the story there.
No, they are firecrackers. It's just, I'm just saying that, it's illegal to shoot firecrackers at people,
I still think she should have been a little more creative and gone with the Roman candles.
Yeah, but she's fucking stupid. It's kind of like, god damn it, what the hell are you thinking? Oh yeah, I'm just gonna shoot at people and then not expect the fucking police to it's kind of like, what, you just shot someone and you just fucking expect the police to let you go? It's like, oh, I don't care, don't worry.
All right, guys. Well, I am gonna have to be heading out because I got some chores to do. Okay. So if before I end the stream, if you guys wanted to show yourselves out.
Okay.
Like if you got a Twitter or YouTube channel or anything like
that. Lawrence,
I guess he didn't want to. So
yeah, Lawrence, one of the fucking dumbest people on earth. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot a boat and then not expect the fucking Coast Guard to come over here and arrest me. It's like, this isn't America or Canada. We're sane people here. Go back to Maple Land and suck through those dick, okay? Piss off. I just want the Italian police to just throw her in jail and just nope. Well, sorry, Trudeau. Let's just have her here. Don't worry, we're treating her okay. Don't worry. Oh God.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well, anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream now. I gotta take care of my dog and shit.
See ya.
All right. So you have a good one. Enjoy your evening.
See ya.